I'm Tara Holwegner, Learning Subject Matter Expert at the Lifecycle Institute, which is a learning, leadership, and change management practice at Lifecycle Engineering. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the assimilation phase of the 3A learning process. Let's quickly review the 3A phases. Align means you align the learning expectations with individual and organizational goals. The assimilate phase is about managing the process of how you acquire new knowledge and skills. And the application phase is all about transferring new knowledge to the workplace. Assimilation is all about the training event. This is a critical environment where learners are given the opportunity to practice new skills and knowledge that they've learned in the class they want to transfer on the job. The learning event should be structured using Malcolm Knowles' principles of andragogy, or adult learning. The Lifecycle Institute has embraced 4 major principles of the theory of andragogy. The first principle is prior experience. This means that everyone comes into the classroom with experience that's unique to them. The facilitator should be able to assess and access that prior knowledge. The second principle is active. We want the learning event to be active so participants can work with and use the new knowledge. The third principle is relevant. The course material and how it's structured should be relevant or practical for the learner. And the last principle is self-directed. This means that adults like to have a choice in how they learn. We at the Institute like to remember these 4 principles with the acronym EARS. For an active learning environment, the old adage still rings true. What I hear, I forget. What I see, I remember. And what I do, I understand. But even with the best course design, the class leader makes the difference. There are 2 types of skills that make great teachers. First is instructional skills, and then there's facilitation skills. Great teachers know that they need to be both depending on the situation. So let's talk about those skills. First, let's talk about the instructor skills. An instructor is a content resource. They're a sage on the stage. They're the true subject matter expert. They share the knowledge in the classroom environment via lecture and writing activities. And the participants are normally passive. It's a passive environment for them. The instructor controls how and when the subjects are taught, in what manner, and the participant is asked to adapt to that instructional strategy. Now, when we get to facilitation skills, there's a difference. In a facilitator environment, the facilitator is more a process manager of learning. They're a guide by the side, if you will. The facilitator uses knowledge of how people learn to create activities that will stimulate learning environment, and the participant is engaged, 2-way engagement. Prior experience is also taken into account in a facilitator type environment where the facilitator must assess and access that experience to enrich the class. And finally, the participant is asked to share knowledge and to take charge of their own learning in a participatory environment. In conclusion, a strong assimilation phase means that you've built the principles of andragogy into your learning event, and that your course leader can balance the skills of instruction and facilitation in order to bring those principles alive. Assimilation is the second phase in our 3A learning process. If you'd like to learn how 3A will be implemented in your organization, send us an email at education@lce.com.